Hey everybody, how are you? It's Jo here, coming to you this week, well, with last week's Q&A on boundaries. And I had a very interesting question or observation from somebody who actually did say no to something last week, and they felt very cruel, the words that she used. I felt cruel, and then I had anxiety and fear around it. And that's a really, really, really good question, because it's often the case with most of us who have, always said yes to everything in fear of offending or fear of hurting somebody, and just doing it because of that reason. However, I would like to explain that the reason we often feel that way is because we're so conditioned to say yes. We're so conditioned at a young age to be polite, to be nice, to be kind, to not offend, to feel obligated. All those things around, it's programmed into us, just like a computer program. So it's programmed to be nice all the time, and if you're not saying yes, then you're offending and you're hurting people. Well, let me tell you that it's an old paradigm that you're running. It's an old program that you're running. It's been conditioned into us to always say yes, be polite. However, is it serving you in the long run? Is it serving your well-being? Doing something or going somewhere or being with somebody that you truly do not feel like being around. Actually, it could be in some situations setting you up for danger. So it's a good practice to start saying no in a polite, and it's still being polite and kind and caring, but saying it in a nice way so that you're not offending, and looking after you, looking after your emotional well-being. So ways you could do that is, and I actually did this last week when I had a phone call with a question for me to do something, and it was like right at the last minute, spur of the moment, and I was like, oh, it's caught me off guard, and I just politely said, oh, do you mind if I sit on that and get back to you? And they were, yep, that's fine. Okay, so it's learning to communicate it in a way where it's polite, it's kind, it's okay, and people respect that. And what you're doing in communicating it in that way is actually respecting yourself, number one, but also respecting them, and teaching them that it's okay to have boundaries, to have to think about it, or to say no, I'm not feeling up to it this time, or not having to lie or make excuses like a lot of people do, because they don't know how to communicate in a loving and caring way, but actually say something to, like, well, I'm not really feeling up to it at this moment, or I don't feel that's something I really would like to do, or don't feel like I'd like to go. Do you mind if I take a rain check? Okay, that's a nice, polite way of practicing saying no, I guess, to be honest. So if you're a person that says yes to every single thing, and you're doing it to please other people, you're really hurting yourself, and you're really, when you go to do say yes and you're not really wanting to be there, it's not serving you emotionally, physically, or mentally, and you probably wouldn't be your wholesome true self by being in that situation. So I would advise to check in with yourself before you actually commit. Practice checking in, and practice, saying it in a polite way that you're really not up to it, or whatever it is for you, and know that you are honouring you, and you will feel so much better, and then spend the time doing something for you. So practice is my advice for you today, to do that, and know that you are serving that's a way of loving yourself, but you're also teaching others how to respect and love themselves, because it's okay. It's okay to not want to, do everything and be everything. And maybe check in with yourself, why you are saying that, and just know that it's often an old paradigm that you're running, an old program that's been embedded into our unconscious over a period of, years and years and years, some of us nearly 50, 60, oops, and it's okay to change that paradigm now. It's okay to share, how you feel. So please, please, please practice that. Let me know if you're having a challenge with any of it, or if there is old paradigms, or there is something that you really truly can't get through on your own, and reach out. I'd love to help you move through that. I do offer a 30-minute session on complimentary on looking at things that you would like to move out of your psyche. So please reach out and let me know. Okay, have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you next week at